Am I conversing with you or am I conversing with the camera?
Hi everyone, welcome to the Blankets and Wine Hangout. Today I'm joined by Jason, who was our opening act for this past Blankets and Wine, which was the 45th edition, that happened this past Sunday. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much.
So Jason, how was your experience on stage?
Oh, it was amazing. It was like the first time I've actually had my original songs done up with the band. So the first time I was actually playing with the band, and to actually experience that and have the full stage, because I'm usually a singer-songwriter with just an acoustic guitar, and to have the sound behind me and to work with everybody and see the reaction.
We're also joined by Josephine Diho, a journalist, and Jesse Chango, movie director.
Hi.
Is there anything you do differently if you go back to
I don't think so. Usually, like after a performance, I always like scrutinize and see. But this time it was really well done. I think we practiced and the set was really tight. I love the sound. Everything was locked in. No, I think it went really well. I think as I do it more, I'll get more comfortable playing with the band. So as I get more known, this is the first time I actually came out and really introduced myself to people. So I think my dream going forward will be that more people know what I'm about and know my music, and so I have more of a crowd and understanding feeding off. But apart from that, it was fine.
Yeah. But before the performance, did you do anything different regarding the music or?
Go to my desk, yeah. And
I think I see the songs that I feel like the best, and I think that I usually. What I do is I do really chill out folk music with like harmonica and folk. But I changed the setup just by new blankets, so I made it a lot more accessible to a wider audience. So I think it went well. I think I really enjoyed it. Going forward, I'd like to do more of that stuff, like leading a band without my guitar. And I just like to see where it goes. Yeah.
How did you get into Berkeley?
Well, I auditioned. I think 3 years ago. And they came here, and I just went for it. I'd actually gone to Boston to do an audition, and I didn't get in, and that was a bit heartbreaking the first time. And then so I just kind of collected myself again when they came here. I auditioned, and I got in, and the rest, as they say, is kind of history. Yeah.
And what about your band members? Are they based in Kenya or?
Yeah, they're all based in Kenya except one. My brother Jacob was playing rhythm guitar. He's also at Berkeley with me. But everybody else is based here, yes.
So how do you get to practice for performances?
These guys were they acted as session musicians, so I just called them up because I knew them, and I said, would you like to play with me? They're not my consistent band, that's weird. They're just people that I'm friends with, and they play music, so hey, would you like to play? And they were like, yeah, cool. So we got something together. But usually I play on my own, or I play with my brother. So the first time I actually got a band together.
Was it a problem getting? Is it ever a problem getting a band and practicing with them for the first time?
It depends on the people. I'm lucky because these guys are my friends, and so it's like we bonded on that level already, on a friendship level. So getting into the music wasn't a hard transition, and they're also great musicians. So I would come with, okay, this is how I played on my guitar first, so bring in a track and say, this is what it's like, and they would pick it up and we just go around with it. So it was very easy and a lot of fun to hear. Yeah.
What feedback did you receive from the audience after the performance?
It was good. I thought a lot of people said it was very different. A lot of people appreciated the fact that because I guess my style is not definable. Like I'm not one thing. I love all kinds of music, so I incorporated some blues and some reggae and all that stuff into my set, and a lot of people really enjoyed the diversity of what I had to offer. People really like the harmonica. They said they don't hear much harmonica here, and so that was very cool. And I think generally people respected the art that I did, which was fun. Yeah.
Josephine, can you hear Josie? Josie was at the event. What did you think of Jason's performance?
I really liked the performance. I connected with him. Let's just say it made me go research more about who he is and where he came from. Usually when we listen to music, especially African music, we have no history of the performer or where he's from. So I basically went research after I heard his music. So that's just a typical Kenyan or a typical African, just say so.
Okay. Jesse, did you attend Blankets and Wine?
Yeah. Oh,
Jesse. Yes? I can't hear you.
tell Jesse to unmute.
Add the volume. Add the volume of your mic. Jesse. Yeah. Add the volume of your mic. We can't hear you. Add volume on the mic.
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Lost the sound.
We still can't hear you. We can't hear your sound.
Tell him to unmute.
Unmute. Yeah, these things are still new for everyone.
Yeah.
It's still new.
Could I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah,
I would like to know how was your feeling opening for Nick?
Oh, it was a huge opportunity. I think I said in my introduction on stage that just being there in general was huge for me because I used to basically dream about being at the carnival grounds on stage. Growing up, I mean, you had all these festivals with like the Eric Bananas and Susanna Leah's and all of them Chukwuzi's and etc. etc. And I used to always go, and I always used to dream about the time when I would actually be on that stage and be performing my music. And this was when I was like 7 or 8. So when I got the call to do Blankets, it was amazing because that's where it was. And to be opening for not just Zakes, but the lineup there. I mean, Juma Tutu is fantastic, so is Kagwe. It was just it's an honor for me, and I love the fact that I get to share in people's creativity in different styles. And what I also like about Blankets is the fact that we kind of feel like no one is better than anybody else. I love that feeling of we're all musicians together and we're all coming here to share something, and everyone's style is unique and different, and everybody's appreciated, which I really like because I don't like this whole thing of like, oh, you're the opening act and you're the superstar. I love this thing where we're all musicians and we're coming together to, I mean, further ourselves and entertain people. So I really felt that as I played. Yeah.
Did your friends from Berkeley also get to see you performing? What did they say about it?
I don't think anybody has seen it yet. I told them about that I was playing in Blankets, so they're gonna see the recording once I get it. But I think a lot of people would be very surprised, and the people who were there were very surprised. Because I'm usually just a guy with a guitar, and no one's really actually seen me do the whole commanding a band thing and being a frontman, really. So I think they'll be surprised. I think that honestly, I think my set was just really tight. It was, you usually have a vision when you start of how you want things to go, and how it went was just. It was exactly how I wanted it to go, in terms of the sound, and the quality of the musicians, in terms of my feeling comfortable interacting with people. So, yeah, I thought it would be good, and I hope they like it. Yes, I performed. I mean, I perform a lot, but mostly I do like cafes and restaurants, or mostly on background music. Or this is the first time I've done my original songs consistently for people. But I've always been actively performing, and whenever like weddings and all that stuff, I sing and stuff. Mostly covers, but this is the first time people have heard me.
What was your feeling before the performance? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you scared?
I was a little nervous. I think my thing is I always have such high expectations, And like even if someone says it's good, if I don't feel it's good, then I'll beat myself up about it for like weeks and weeks and weeks. And so that was, I mean, I put a lot of pressure on myself then. I was also nervous because I had like lots of family around. My girlfriend came too, and it's just like people I actually really want to impress. You know, I want to be proud of what I'm doing. So that's like an added kind of thing. Like I'm not only performing people I don't know, I'm performing people who I do know, which in many cases is more nerve wracking. But I was excited because it's the first time, like I said, this is something I want to do the rest of my life. Um, I'm a performer. That's all I do. That's all I really know. And so I was excited that this was the first time people would get to see what I do. And I was excited for me to get to see that my creation actually means something. So a bit of both. Yeah.
And what's the reception of Kenyan music in the US?
I think I can only speak from my particular experience at Berkeley. It's not as known. We don't have. I think what needs to happen is to have like a breakout international and local artist, like someone who kind of pulls in the international market as well. I think at school not many people know Kenyan music, so that's something that we have to incorporate. Also, in terms of defining what Kenyan music is, because we have Kenyan musicians, so they don't necessarily make Kenyan music. I'm a Kenyan musician, so I think if we're moving into a place where music is becoming less defined in terms of like your Kenyans have to play Kenyan music, and we're moving into more of like we're picking styles from different people and different rhythms. And what I find at Berkeley, because it's so international and so diverse, you're exposed to so much, and it becomes kind of like this melting pot of talent and expertise from all over the world. So it's even harder to define who you are and where you come from, right? So I think that as we keep doing that, more and more people begin to feel more of a connection with what we do here. Yeah.
Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What do you think of the reception of Kenyan music outside the country?
What do I think about what?
The reception of Kenyan music outside the country,
Well,
from your experience.
depends on the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some music, some type of music is well accepted outside there,
Mm-hmm.
and some are not really well accepted, depending on the style and the performance also. I think artists who go live during the performances like our friend there, they can really be accepted well outside there. And like people who go there and perform on stage. And also Kenyan music to be specific. But there's a message. And outside there will always be good. As long as you're talking about something it's all about connecting people. So if you're able to do that, if any artist is able to connect to the audience, to the people, they're good.
What about you, Josie? What do you think of the Kenyan? What do you think is the reception of Kenyan music outside the country?
Basically, the only people who have been noticed outside there usually Saudi songs maybe because they have brought it out. I saw yesterday in the vault they were featured in as the first band from Kenya and the only band existing now. So the reception for them will be good. So I'm just saying that Kenyan music just needs a little bit boost and the reception will be there. That's what I think.
Just as a student of music, what do you think can be done to improve that?
I think, well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that I guess we're pretty new as in terms of like music being accepted in Kenya. You know, like a lot of people still under this impression that music is a hobby and that you can make a living out of it, and you should have a stable job and do music, right? But I think that's changing because you're finding more and more young people, um, I guess, advancing that. You know, the idea that you can be successful in music. So I think slowly that's changing. That's number one. Number two, I think from very early on, you have to give a child confidence because talent is there and it's usually natural, and you can find a child who's extremely talented but really shy, and they don't believe in who they are and what they're doing. But if you early on infuse that child with confidence and say you can do this, you can do this, you can do it, that's the biggest thing that I find between people who actually become very successful and people who always kind of stay in the shadows, is that confidence and belief in themselves that they can take it forward. So that to me is the biggest thing, and also musical skills. There's this debate over whether you should learn like music theory or whether you should play by ear. I think that's a case by case basis. But what I've learned through going through a music school is that a lot of music is the skills aspect of it. A lot of music is how much time are you willing to put into learning something really, 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 really well so it becomes second nature. And I think if we do that with our children when they're really young and begin to, I guess, help them focus, you know. And the other thing is to have a vision. For me, that's a huge thing because sometimes music is one of those things where some days are really tough because you're not exactly where you want to be. And it's hard to figure out, okay, how am I going to get there? But if you have a vision and a dream and you're always looking towards that, then it fuels you and gives you passion. And even if times are not so good right now, you can think, oh, well, that's my vision, that's where I'm going. So I'd love to see more of that vision in younger musicians today.
How long have you been doing music?
I've been doing it since I was like 2 or 3. I think music is something that I've just always done, and it's kind of hard for me to even pinpoint like a beginning point. But I think that I kind of went through phases of really, really being into it, and then going into high school and kind of losing it, and then changing, going around again and going back into it. But it's always been a part of my life. The music, songwriting is very new, like maybe 4 or 5 years I've been songwriting, but singing since I was 2 or 3.
What inspires your songwriting?
I love to tell stories. I love the aspect of creating characters and having them relate to other people, so people can be like, oh wow, like I really relate to that song because you painted me or you showed me. I love that. I love different influences, so I love Motown, so I love melody, and I love like rock and roll with the just the hype of that. So it's across the board. I also John Mayer is a huge influence on me and my writing. And I think it's just basically to tell a good story. That's my biggest inspiration. If I can do that, then it's a good song. Yeah.
What's the first song you remember hearing? The first ever song that you ever heard?
Wow.
If you can remember.
Wow, that's a great question. Let's see. Apart from Nursery Rhymes, probably something by the Beatles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
It's probably because the Beatles were played a lot at home.
Oh.
My dad used to love, and he actually had a CD, Abbey Road. So I think it was like either something like Come Together or Yellow Submarine, one of those Beatles songs. Also, we used to have these inter-school music competitions, and I remember we did Michael Jackson, Will You Be There? And that was like just amazing for me. I love that song even till today. So Michael, huge influence. Man in the Mirror. Those were early songs. Yeah.
What's the first song that you ever performed in public?
I honestly can't remember. Probably the national anthem. Probably the national anthem.
Do you write all of your songs, or do you sometimes get help from?
No, I write all of them. I'm starting now to co-write a bit. But I don't know. I think songwriting for me is always that pure form. So it always comes out like me, and I find it hard to kind of work with other people because what I need to say is so organic, and sometimes it just comes out like that. And so I don't know, but I'm learning to co-write as much as possible.
What motivates your songwriting? What inspires it? Creativity. What keeps you,
So many different things. I think the biggest thing now is that I want to just inspire other people. and I want to show people that you can pretty much do what you want to do. And I want to be someone who other people can look at and be like, even if they're not there yet, can be like, oh well, this guy got to this level, so I can do it too. So that's informs a lot of my songs. Um, I want my songs to last.
Yeah.
One of my biggest fears is to have music which dies out after my first single of my first album.
Yeah.
That just, I don't know, it just scares me. But if my songs can last and be like Michael Jackson now, or kids are listening to him, or Sam Cooke and stuff like that, that's that's what I guess inspires me.
What do you guys think of Jason so far? Jesse and Josie?
I like the way he expresses himself. Like what inspires his music is really encouraging for any artist who might be doing music outside there. So I think it's great, and I'm looking forward for more.
And you, Jesse?
Oh, I think we lost him again.
Yeah. We can't hear.
I'm saying,
Yeah? Yes. Now we can hear you.
I would like to hear more and his music. So I don't know where I can get his album or he has one there. Maybe he can pick it from you.
Yeah, where can he
I
get your
have
music?
I have a SoundCloud page. That's as far as I've gone right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to work on an EP and an album. I've been actually trying to work on that for maybe two years. I think because I kept changing, but now I'm really settled in who I am, so I think it's a good time to do an album. So I think you should expect at least an EP by the end of the year, which is going to be like maybe 5 songs. But before that, I have a SoundCloud page where I post a lot of stuff I'm working on, usually just rough demos, as organic and natural as possible, so that people can just hear, and like even if they tear them apart, it's fine because I want to hear what is good so I can put it on the album. So SoundCloud would be a good thing. I'm working on an artist page which will feature a lot of things, videos and stuff like that. So right now I really am just fresh, and this is who I am. But definitely you'll see more going forward, of course.
Who do you look up to? Who are the musicians that you look up to currently?
Wow.
The top musicians.
My top. Okay, so I have John Mayer, which is, if I get to work with him, that would be amazing. He's inspired so much of my music. Michael Jackson, he's gone now, but his music every day. Stevie Wonder. Let's see, who else? Those are the big ones for me. I mean, all the greats: Bob Marley, Sam Cooke, people like Diana Ross. Really, really old musicians.
Yeah.
I really look up to people like Adele and Emily Sandé, Bruno Mars. I love their stuff. Yeah, so it's very diverse. But usually I like the older music. People like John Lennon and Paul McCartney. I mean, they're my songwriting heroes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Why them and not?
why them. I think because that's what I grew up listening to. I think you're influenced by what you grew up with, and sometimes things just grab you, especially with music and art. You take a shine to other things, or you don't like other things. And I remember very early on listening to the Beatles and being like, this is what drives me. And I didn't know that I wanted to be a songwriter that early. I just knew that I loved singing the songs. And so that's what I grew up on. And then going to the States to study at Berkeley, I decided I wanted to get into understanding their culture of their because it would be like them coming here and learning about our traditional instruments and how they work and doing an album like that. So if I go there, it's like, okay, I want to learn what a banjo is like. Because I mean, I've never played a banjo. I want to learn what a fiddle is like. I want to learn what roots music is like, what country music is like, because I'm there. And so that's kind of been like a focus of mine now, just to learn as much of that as possible, and then see how I can incorporate what I already know with what I'm learning. So.
How has your journey in music been so far?
So far so good. As I say, I have this vision. I love what I do, and I think that's what I always fall back on. I'm really proud of where I've come from. I'm really proud of where I am right now. I'm excited about where I'm going, and I just love playing music. So, so far so good. I look forward to more.
Do you guys have any questions for him? Josie and Jesse, do you have any questions for Jason? Or anything that you'd like to know?
We can.
When is your next performance, Jason?
My next performance. I'm actually playing at Ola Sereni on Friday night.
This Friday?
And
Tomorrow?
yeah, this Friday. This Friday at 7. Um, Again, I'll be like, I guess, more background music, but I'll be doing some stuff. And then I'm hoping to get a gig at Choices for August. So that again would be like me, but instead of the big blankets and wine kind of thing, I'm gonna take it down and just play with one guitarist and a djembe. That's the plan. So
I would like to hear you sing.
like to
Like
hear me
do a
sing.
little small part.
Well, let's see, what can I sing? Anything in particular, one of mine or a cover or?
Just one of yours that you really like.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so. There was a time when I didn't care about who, what, or when, or where I was. Wasn't any guy. Now I'm realizing I've got no clue. So much that I wanna do in no time to figure life out. So sing that song that Mama sang when we were 4 years old, right before our bedtime story. Sing that song that Mama sang, and we would scrape our knees and cry the way home. The one that made you wanna play guitar, and the one that made me wanna be a star, for sure. Is that good?
Yeah.
Are you happy now? You're just smiling now, eh?
You just had to do that.
Did you play any musical instrument?
Yeah, I play the guitar. I play the harmonica, which you heard on stage. I play a little bit of keyboard, but mostly it's guitar and harmonica. My two pencils, yeah.
What else would you be doing if you wasn't music? Is there anything else you enjoy besides
That's a
music?
good question. I love football. I'm a huge Manchester United fan. So I'd probably be a football commentator.
Okay.
That would be fun. I love a lot of things. I think I'd love to do something again that inspires. So maybe teaching, stuff like creative writing and stuff that helps people. A motivational speaker or something like that is something that I'd like to do as my music or with my music. Something that just inspires people. I love being around different people and seeing what they can do and having them be the best that they can be and having them make me the best that I can be and all that stuff. So yeah.
And tell me about the hairstyle that you're rocking. Is there any inspiration behind
Oh, this?
where
No, I
you
just
got-
don't like to do my hair. So this is like I just don't have to go to. So I guess I have to retwist it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I started these like 5 years ago, and I guess at the time a lot of my friends were doing it, so like, okay, why not? And I actually wanted long hair for some reason, so it's getting longer. Yeah.
Do you guys have any more to say for Jason?
Josie?
Josie and Jesse? Any more for Jason? Josie, we
can't
can't
hear
hear you.
Oh, I think I'm okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll just go research for if I really need it.
Okay. And
But
Jesse?
nice meeting you.
It's so nice meeting you guys too. Thank you.
Okay.
Looking forward to hearing more and more of the music. Do you have a Facebook?
I do. It's just my name, Jason Nakumu. And I have to actually get better at this whole PR thing. I'm the typical musician who has great passion and great skill at actually singing. When it comes to marketing, I'm absolutely terrible. So I guess I'm gonna get better at that. But the plan is to actually finish school first before I actually start doing this because I just want to have that educational background. And so I'll finish school, and then once I'm done with everything, I'll really break out with records and touring and hopefully Grammy Awards, etc.
And when do you finish?
In May.
May next year.
May next year.
Thank you guys for being part of the Hangout. We have come
Anytime.
to the end.
Thank you for involving.
So thanks so much, guys.
We're going to have the next one on Tuesday next week. Yeah, join us again at the same time. Bye.
Bye.
See you.